Look, I don't know what day it's going to be, but the paper is going to give us a big spread on the talent that we have in the state of Oklahoma. Not just Oklahoma City, but in the state of Oklahoma. So I stay there because of that.
All right, now you stay with the pageant, and so many people have come to you and say, "Why do you work with Clara Luper? She's so hard to work with." And your answer is one that I get a kick out of repeating. What do you tell
Well,
them?
you know, Miss Luper, when they said, well, I said, that's right. I said, but I tell you what, I don't have to work, Miss Luper. I quit right today, right this minute. Now I'm going to work with your program. What do you have? I don't have anything. Well, what are you saying? You take a little candy and the milk out of the baby's mouth, and you have nothing to replace it with. And usually, they say, oh, I'm sorry, I hadn't thought about it like that. But see, this is why I stay with the pageant, because we have girls who's coming in that will think and project themselves.
Mrs. Hunter, you know, that's only part of the reason. I know that you get a sense of enjoyment out of seeing those young people develop over the 1 week, and you get a sense of enjoyment that evening when the winner is announced. Now, go ahead and
Well,
tell us about the thrill that you feel when they say Miss Black Oklahoma, because you know before everybody else.
Right, yeah, but I know before everyone else because I'm looking at the scores. And then the contestants and the parents have privilege to look at the scores if they so desire. But
I'm
as I
talking about
said
that night.
before,
I'm talking about that night as everybody's standing there, and, you know, I'm sharp as a mosquito myself.
I know
You
it.
know, my tuxedo's all tight and
You
things
know,
all
I
right, and
usually try to
Merlin's
pick
ready.
the winner, Calvin, but I never picked the winner, so
Well-
I've given up on that. I
Well-
stopped at 25 years. After trying it for 25 years,
You couldn't pick a
I
winner.
didn't pick a winner. So
Well,
I said, the law of averages
congratulations.
give you one, but it didn't give me one, so I just stopped.
Well, congratulations. I have not. Well, I have
I
been
want to
fortunate enough.
congratulate my judges.
Yeah, now those are the
Well,
people
okay.
that have the problem. But then, Mrs. Hunter, we can talk about this next week. But then let's talk about it all during this week because there's
You'll
still
be
a
up
few
there
tickets.
today selling catfish dinners,
Mrs.
right?
Hunter's gonna be at the
Sure, Miss
Freedom
Hunter's gonna
Center?
be up there.
At
With
2609
she has a
North
dessert
Martin
she's
Street.
bringing up there.
Right, and I want my friends to come up and buy them a catfish dinner today because I know they love that catfish that we serve up at the Freedom Center. That's 2609
Well, I-
Martin Luther King.
I know Dean
yeah.
is
So
looking
come
forward
on
to
up
it too.
and get you a catfish dinner.
Okay, CP is frying the catfish himself today.
Go-
He's assisted by Calvin.
Well, now we don't know about that, but we know
Well,
the
if
CP will be there.
is cooking it. I know it's good. You don't have to say one word.
Well, what
Calvin.
about if Calvin is cooking it?
Oh, well, I Calvin. I'll go for the second best.
Ah,
I'll go for the
okay.
second.
Okay, Letty, we're going to have to let you go
Okay.
because we got to tell everybody, that's Letty Ruth Hunter, 27 years of pageantry.
Right.
And let me tell you, she is tough.
Okay.
She is tough.
And
I
I
would
will
like-
be seeing you on. I'm going to really be seeing you on the
Yes.
week from the 16th through the 22nd.
Okay,
All
and you'll
right,
be
well-
down to days in with
At
the whole
Days
game.
Inn.
Okay.
well, thank
Say,
you.
Mom, you know what?
Bye now.
You know, we have on the line a young man that has been working with
our
us.
sports.
Our sports
Well, let's
announcer.
give
He's
it to
looking
him.
forward to
Okay.
it. So we give him a drum roll.
Okay, take it
I
away,
wonder what-
Steve, because we've got
Steve
to
Brown is
hurry.
around town. And Steve, how are you doing this very beautiful morning? Welcome to the Clara Luper Radio Show again. What's going on in the sports world?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Steve Brown, and I'm around with the sports news. The NBA Finals are really heating up. The Chicago Bulls are taking a 2-game lead over the Seattle Supersonics. Last night, the Bulls defeated the Sonics 92-88 in a very tight matchup. The next game will be held Sunday evening at Seattle at 6:30. Look for another close matchup, but look for the Bulls to prevail. Now to professional baseball. This week, the Red Sox defeated the Brewers by the score of 10-7. The Indians edged by the Angels 4-3. The Chicago White Sox defeat the Orioles 8-2. The Oakland Athletics defeat the Minnesota Twins 6-4. The Tigers upset the Yankees 6-5. The Pirates devastated the Padres 10-0. The Astros rolled past the Phillies 11-5, and the Reds beat the Dodgers 2-1. This is Steve Brown saying, see you at the next game. Remember, this is Steve Brown on the Clara Luper Radio Show, and I will be around.
Thank you, Steve. This portion of our program is being brought to you by Hometown IGA, located at 2001 Northeast 23rd Street in Oklahoma City. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at Hometown IGA. Passion Home Health Care is located at 3838 Northwest 36th Street in Oklahoma City. The telephone number is 943-5779. Now, those of you that know that you cannot do for your relatives and friends what you would like to do, don't you worry about it. All I want you to do is to call Passion Home Health Care. 943-5779. Mrs. Deborah Jackson, the owner and the manager. The entire staff there would like to join us in saying that we specialize in one thing, and that's taking care of our patients. We don't care nothing about the weather. It can be raining, snowing, or what have you. Passion Home Health Care will be there. Passion Home Health Care. And they have give me a free hand, too. 943-5779. Mrs. Deborah Jackson has been a part of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant, and those contestants will never forget what she did for them last year. That's Passion Home Health Care. I think it's great that businesses in the community realize that we've got to give something back to the community, and that's why so many of you out there in radio land have given so much this year. If you do not have your ad in, tomorrow is the last day that we can take any ads, so be sure and get them to me. Bring your ads to Freedom Center, and I would like for all of the pages, make sure you have turned in your report so you can get your class slips so you can be ready. And our pages are really on the ball, and we will be talking about all of our pages. Calvin is smiling. Calvin, what's going on?
Oh, Mom, so much goes on when you're part of the Clara Luper radio show. It's just so exciting because on the phone we have a young lady that is representing the great city of Lawton, Oklahoma. Mrs. Carla Dewberry is on the line. Carla, welcome.
Carla, how are you? I can't hear you.
Carla, you need to speak up a little bit. Carla Dewberry is from Lawton, and she's Miss Black,
Cameron University.
Cameron University. And she has a birthday coming up, June 27th, I think she mentioned to me. But Carla, speak up a little bit and tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Well, I'm an soon-to-be 19-year-old sophomore majoring in music vocal performance with a minor in English education, and my hobbies are singing, so I enjoyed the Miss Black Cameron pageant that I was entered in, and being a part of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant is an honor to me.
Well, I know you have gotten all kinds of support. How did you get so many people down there to support you with ads and your tickets and whatever? How did you do it, Carla?
Well, being an energetic person, I just go out there and I tell them what I'm doing, and seeing my smile around, people are like, that girl is going to go far. And plus, I have family up in the Oklahoma City area, and being a Dewberry, it's just a lot of people up there in Oklahoma City that have Dewberry, and I thank them for supporting me also.
How about that family of yours in Guthrie, Oklahoma?
Oh, well, my dad is Carl Dewberry, and his mother is Bernice Dewberry. And so Bernice Dewberry has 8 kids, and all of my family is just up there. And so we just have a big, huge family. And I'd like to say hi, Grandma, and thank you for your support, and wish me luck.
And they will all be here supporting you during the pageant.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know your mother should be jealous of me because I'll be your mother for June 16th. You'll be mine. I can hardly wait to see all my beautiful daughters.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any tickets left?
Only have 2 left.
Okay, well, someone will probably call in and want to get those 2 tickets. Thank you so very much, Carla, and I'll see you on June 16th at 9 a.m.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you. Boy, this is really something. This portion of our program is brought to you by Passion Home Care, and Passion is all ready for the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant, and those nurses will be taking care of us. I'm looking for Miss Henry to call me, Miss Black, Middale City. Please call 672-1220, and we've got to hurry. This portion of our program is brought to you by Miss Black, Oklahoma. We've got to push it because my grandmother said it's a poor dog that won't wag his own tail. Calvin, what do you have for me now?
Mom, I have so much to say, and
What do you have? Who do you have on the telephone?
I have a lot of people on the telephone, but I just want to say once again, Mrs. Turner, we love you, we appreciate you, and we know that you appreciate the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant, but we also know that you appreciate your community, and that every day of your life you've done something to make this community, this city, this state a much better place. Thank you so much,
I want her to come
Mrs.
up
Turner.
to Freedom Center, and I would like for her to be my guest for a catfish dinner.
Oh,
she'll love that.
she'll
okay,
love
who
that.
do we have on the line?
Oh, a dynamic young lady. She just sounded so enthusiastic about it.
Okay.
And she's from way up where the winds have been strong, and she survived the windstorms of the past week. It's none other than the young lady that will be representing Clinton, Oklahoma, Miss Black Clinton.
Miss Black Clinton, how are you?
Wonderful.
Huh?
Wonderful.
Oh, what is your name?
My name is Rochelle Dodu.
You are from Clinton, Oklahoma. That's really exciting. Now, why are you in Miss Black, Oklahoma?
I miss Black Oklahoma because it's a dream of mine. I've always wanted to be Miss Black Oklahoma because it's an opportunity to be a positive role model to children all over in Oklahoma.
And you are going to be that positive role model.
Yes, that's why I chose the major of elementary education.
Okay, I had the opportunity to meet your family. Your family is from where?
Ghana, West Africa.
Ghana, West Africa. That's quite interesting. Were you born in Ghana?
No, I was born in Queens, New York. I was the first generation here.
The first generation in Oklahoma. And
Yes.
your family is from Ghana?
Yes.
Okay. What's so exciting about your family? I notice how they have supported you with ads and with ticket sales. Why are they so supportive of you?
They're very supportive of me because they raised me with their culture of unity, and I am the daughter of my aunts and uncles as well. So if I'm doing something, they support me like they're my parents, and my parents and my aunts and uncles, all of them believe in what I do, and they support me 100%.
Well, there's an old saying that really came out of Africa, which says that it takes a village to raise a child.
Exactly. And although my parents came to America, they raised me with that belief, and I'm very happy that my parents are from Ghana.
You're very happy that your parents are from Ghana.
Yes.
Will they be supporting you during the pageant?
Oh, yes.
Now, do you have any tickets left?
No, well, I'm in the process of selling all of the extra ones I received from you, and I want to get some more, but if you have any more, I don't want to be greedy.
Well, I want you to come by Freedom Center today. We want you to look at CP's catfish. And then you can tell the people from Ghana that you were in America and you met that handsome, tall, dark C.P. Wilson.
All right.
And who could really fry catfish. Now, are you really excited about the pageant?
I'm very excited. I've prayed for this for a long time, and I finally have this opportunity to be in it, and it's a blessing. That's all I can say. It's a blessing.
Did I tell you I was hard to work with?
Yes, but I need that discipline.
Okay, then. Well, I'll see you today, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This is the Clara Luper radio show. The Miss Black Oklahoma pageant will be held in Oklahoma City on June 22nd. And it's semi-formal. Now, we don't want you to come up there looking like you're going fishing. You've got to be sharp, and I want you to be sharp, and I know you have always been sharp. I'm going to tell you about a wedding, because when we think of June, we think of love. I don't know how many of you have ever really fallen in love in June, but I'm going to tell you before I go off the air about a wedding that I attended last night. And I know you've been waiting to hear about that wedding. Well, we are on our way, and Calvin will be back in a minute to tell me who we have on the line, but I'm going to close by telling you about a wedding. And if you don't like what I tell you about this wedding, you get married and let me come to your wedding, and then I'll tell the people about you, because some of you really need to get married. You really need to get married, because there's too many handsome, good-looking, hard-working people here in this state for you not to catch some of them, and you got to catch them. Now, I don't know. Maybe I should run a seminar and tell you how to do it. Calvin, who do we have on the line now?
I'm looking forward to that seminar. Anything you got to
Oh,
tell
Calvin,
people
Calvin
on
don't
how
say
to
nothing
do.
to me.
Okay, don't say nothing to you.
Any of
But
you,
any what?
I'm not saying anything.
You're not going to say anything.
And,
Well, let's go ahead and let's talk to this another participant in the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant this year, a young lady that will be representing the Miss Black Dale City.
Oh,
Miss
yes.
Black Middale area.
Middale City. Okay. Would you give me your name?
She sounds excited.
She is excited.
She
Clara,
sounds like she knows what she's doing. She says she has a
you
super
interview.
talent.
You
I'm not
interview her
gonna-
for me.
hello, how are you doing?
I am fine.
Are you? And what is your name?
Cosette Hinton.
Cosette Hinton, and you're representing the Miss Middale City area,
Middale,
right?
yes.
Okay. And I asked you about your talent. Tell all of us what your talent is this year.
Oh, it's a modern dance off of the soundtrack, the Waiting to Excel soundtrack, My Funny Valentine.
Oh, okay. Do you think you can win the pageant?
Yes, I think, I know there's a lot of beautiful, intelligent women in Oklahoma, but I really think I have a good chance.
You have a good chance. Okay, well, we look forward to seeing you now. Are you anxious to come here to Oklahoma City and to be a part of this dynamic week that we have planned for you young ladies?
Oh, yes, I'm very excited.
Okay, and where are you now?
I'm in Oklahoma City.
Oh, yeah. She's in Oklahoma City. And why did you decide that you wanted to be in the pageant?
I entered in the Miss Black Southwestern pageant. It was very exciting. Miss Black Oklahoma is something I've always wanted to do, and I just think that it's going to give me a lot of self-confidence and courage to go on with my future. And I think it's just a great experience for anyone.
Okay, then you are to be complimented. You are to be complimented.
Thank you.
Well, I want to thank you, and do you have any tickets left? Come by Freedom Center today because the people will be up there eating catfish.
Okay.
And be sure and tell your mother and the entire family how much we appreciate everything that they have done for the pageant. And I know your mother gonna die from jealousy from the 16th because you will be my child. Okay, did I tell you that I was hard to work with?
Yes, you did.
Okay, then. Well, thank you so very kindly, and thank you for being part of the Clara Luper radio show.
Well, thank you.
I would like for one of my favorite students to get in contact with me, but I got to tell you about this wedding. It was a semi-cloudy evening. The clock on the wall said that it was 7 o'clock, and it was time for the wedding ceremony for Mrs. Billy M. Wooten and Deacon Oline D. Glover. Soft music. Mr. O. Glover, his best man Raymond Glover, and Reverend Elkins, Fred Elkins, the pastor. Reverend Elkins was anxious to get the wedding on the road. They walked in. There was a tribute to God Be the Glory by Mrs. Garvis Lovin, and then the procession. The matron of honor was that beautiful, talented Pat Kelly. Then the daughters, Deborah Woody and Alice Pleasant, walked in with the granddaughters, Adria Woody and Aliska Pleasant. And then the bride, the beautiful Mrs. Billy M. Woody, looking like something that just came out of a catalog. A soft blue dress with matching shoes. Then when Mr. Glover saw her, his eyes popped. He smiled and he could hardly wait. And Reverend Elkins did a prayer, read the scripture, and then exchange of vows and rings. And Mr. Glover put that ring on her, and it was a ring on her finger. And then he smiled. And at that time, Deborah Woody took our hearts into another world as she sang the Lord's prayers. And Reverend Elkins finally say, I pronounce you man and wife, and you may kiss the bride. Oh, Mr. Glover could not wait for that moment. Mr. Glover put, what a kiss. And you can't tell me a deacon can't kiss because Mr. Olin D. Glover showed us last night that a deacon knows how to kiss. Then the recession up, and it was over. Congratulations to Mrs. Billy Glover, and I'm the first one to call you that. Calvin,
Well,
okay.
that was some kind of wedding. But
That was a
that's
wedding.
what
That was a
Fifth Street
wedding.
Baptist Church,
And
good
Calvin,
things
there
do
were
happen.
two white candles there.
2 white
donating
candles.
2 people that are getting together.
Oh, that's what
and I
to
want
do.
all of you single women out there to get married so I can have something to talk about.
You got something to talk about. But then you have a lot more to talk about because this evening, this morning at the Freedom Center there at 2609 North
We're
Martin
selling
Luther King.
catfish. And anybody want further details, and Mrs. Connie Bird gave a shower.
Okay.
Oh, it was a miscellaneous shower in her beautiful home. It was something.
Well, Mom, let's wind this down in a beautiful way because this is a day that we like to welcome all of you to Oklahoma City. Those of you that are participating in any of the activities that are going on, we want you to know that this is a beautiful community. It's a beautiful community not only Monday through Saturday, but our Sundays are good. Our 23rd Street is smooth. We have an opportunity to work together to solve some problems.
I want you to come up. I want to invite everybody to Freedom Center. Come up. Show us how much you love us.
Pride.
Show us how much you love us. Don't wait until we die and then be sitting around crying. Come up and buy some catfish today. And Calvin, Mrs. Freddie Stevens is so excited about this pageant. It's unbelievable. She has always supported.
Mrs. Stevens is something else. She's outstanding. But then, Mrs. Turner called and wanted to be on the program, but we ran out of time. But Mrs. Turner, we want you to know that we dedicated this program to you, not because of you, but because of the work and the action.
It is because of Mrs. Turner. We just love her.
Just being her. I love Mrs. Turner, but then she's done so much.
She's done so much.
She does so much to so many.
And let me tell you, people at Cleves Methodist Church, we will be there on the 16th at 11 o'clock to worship with you, all 125 of us. This is Clara Luper say, stay out of trouble. Get ready for the pageant, and I'll see you at Freedom Center. Bye-bye, and I do love you.
This is AM 1220, KTLV, Midwest City, Oklahoma City.
Heavenbound Records presents Tutu and the Truth Is, celebrating the release of their new CD, By His Spirit. On June 9th, beginning at 6:30 p.m. at the Midwest City Community Center on Reno and Midwest Boulevard, along with special guests Joe Smith at One Accord and Set Aside, formerly NIV. And from Dallas, Texas, the Angels of Harmony. There will be no tickets sold at the door, so get your ticket today by calling Miss V's Mobile Gospel Music Ministry at 424-8122. This and That Hair Studio, 1120 North Midwest Boulevard, and at KJ's Menswear, the 23rd Street location. Tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for children 6 to 12 by calling 769-7521. Again, there will be no tickets sold at the door. So get your stomping shoes on as Heavenbound Records presents Tutu and the Truth Is, celebrating the release of their new CD, By His Spirit, on June 9th beginning at 6:30 p.m. at the Midwest City Community Center on Reno and Midwest.
Mrs. Turner. And I want to peep at the Rainbow Church of God in Christ to know that not only do you love Mrs. Turner, but we love her too, Mrs. Laverta Turner. In talking about her, we get a kick out of talking about Miss Turner because we always have something to talk about. Mrs. Turner is not only a mother to her own children, but a mother to a lot of other children. She's a very beautiful person. And today's program is all yours, Mrs. Turner. So sit back, as Calvin Luper says. Relax and enjoy this show because you will know how much we love you. And I know there are those of you out in radio land that just would like to say how much you love Mrs. Turner. But I believe that people should give people flowers while they live. Give a person flowers. It could be flowers of respect, flowers of love, flowers of understanding while they live. Don't wait till they die and come up with all your glorious resolutions and tributes and all of that. Do it now. with Father's Day approaching, and I know those of you that have fathers that have stood by you, I know you want to honor your fathers, and you will be able to do that. You've called me and you wanted to know who was some of the staff members of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. Let me tell you, you wouldn't believe the staff members that we have. I will name some of them. Conrad Allen, Jocelyn Brown, Onita Brown, Mrs. Irma Caesar out of Dallas, Texas, Camellia Cross, Lenora Davis, Nancy Davis, Helen Daniels, Gladys Elliott, Carolyn Embry from Muskogee, Leola Ford, who's a state page director, Bonita Franklin, a new member of our staff who this year has been hired as a state music director, Mr. Robert Gates in public relations and ticket sales, Attorney Johnny Green, who is our state legal advisor, and we'll be worshiping at his church, the Greater Cleveland CME Church. Betty Germany will be working with the state souvenir book, assisted by Patricia Germany. Harold Green has been appointed to be head of the state transportation department. Mrs. David Lee Hall in state usher, and also our cosmetic director. Mrs. Dolly Hall, the state banner coordinator and the video cassette consultant. Mr. Ellis Hildreth, the state security director. Marilyn Hildreth, the state assistant promoter and MC. Letty Ruth Hunter, the state judge coordinator. Deborah Jackson in public relations. Mrs. Mary Johnson of Ardmore, the state trainer promoter. Calvin Luper, the state assistant promoter and the photographer. Clara Luper, the state director and the CEO. Mrs. Gloria Matthews, the state hospitality director. Mrs. Nancy Moore, the state MC and executive secretary. Mr. Sam Moore, the state stage manager. Ms. Nyla Jewel Phillips, the special state counselor. Mrs. Joyce Palmer of Tulsa, the state fashion coordinator and assistant state hospitality. Mrs. Eunice Russell, a page counselor. Mrs. Wilma Ray, the assistant page director for the state. Mr. Bob Sands, the state sound director. Mr. J.D. Sharp, our sheriff who's in with the state security administration. Mrs. Maxine Stale, the state counselor. Mrs. Alice Strain, the assistant state ticket sales director. Mrs. Bosie Walker, the assistant state hospitality director. Mrs. Eva Knight Ware out of Washington, D.C., the special state trainer. Mr. Calvin Whitaker, the assistant escort counselor. Mr. Terry Whitaker, the assistant music director. Mr. C.P. Wilson, the business manager. Miss Jeanette Wilson. Miss Jeanette Williams, the state choreographer. Mrs. Elnora Douglas, the state assistant judge coordinator, and we could go on and on. How about that for a team? So let's give a hand for that powerful state staff. And there are 4 more people that we will be telling you about later. And today's the day that you get that good old catfish. Oh, catfish. Today is a day that the NACP Youth Council is calling upon you to come by and eat catfish starting at 11 o'clock sharp at Freedom Center, 2609 North Martin Luther King Avenue. The NACP Youth Council needs your support. We are not sponsored by any agency. Maybe that's why we are so free and we can talk about things that other people could not talk about. But we need your support. Now, we are the only youth group in the United States that own our own building, that's built a monument, and we have our history wall, Black History Wall, that's not been completed. We have up there, in the form of Oklahoma, a salute to those courageous people that lost their lives on April the 19th, and we want you to come up there and see it. This is the day. This is a day that we want you to come up, have catfish with us. You catfish lovers, and you that don't love catfish, come up anyway and show us your support. Now, don't wait until we die and then come crying, oh, Mrs. Hunter, Miss Davis, Miss Luper, Mrs. Ford, we're all such good people. Tell us now, because we are working with children that we are proud of. We are also proud of the fact that we are getting our young people ready for the National Convention in Charlotte, North Carolina. We are also taking a large number of AXO young people, those people that will be showing their talents in various areas. Mrs. Turner, I know you understand. You have always supported us, and you know how much we appreciate you. And for fear that you haven't heard me say this over and over, I want you to know that I love you and I appreciate it. Calvin, we are dedicating our program to that beautiful Mrs. Turner. What do you think about her? Tell me what you think about Mrs. Turner.
Mom, I know Mrs. Turner's listening, and I know that what I think about her will be too grand to say here on the radio station.
Say it anyway. Give
but
her
I'm
her
going to
flowers.
say it. I got to give her a
it.
flower. Mrs. Turner, thank you so much for being, number one, a good neighbor. Number two, I wish that, that I was, well, I feel like I am part of your family, but you've been so great. You've been so good to all of us in the Luper family, all of us in the Hildred family. We know that you appreciate us. But then I saw that plaque that the church gave you, and I know that you've been great there at the church. But they don't know like I know, like we know.
Oh, you live next door to us.
I live next door to Miss Turner, and I tell you, that's one of the best neighbors that you could ever have. But Mrs. Turner, you keep listening to the radio show, and we got a lot of things that we're going to talk about today because this is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and we are live here in the studio.
And
Dean's back. Dean, my brother Dean is back. He wanted to be a part of the Miss Turner. He said, Mrs. Turner, we want to pat you on your back from Dean's side, too. He's not going to be able to talk right now, but then we all are here.
Okay,
we all have
here.
A great time.
And
but then, Mom, we have a call coming up from a young lady that's over in Tulsa, Oklahoma, that has been waiting to talk with us.
Okay,
and
well, we want to talk to her.
So I don't know. What you have to do, though, is prepare yourself, because this lady thinks that she has a winning contestant for the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. And I just don't know. I was telling her earlier that Mrs. Palmer, you're on the air, you're coming closer to being on the air, but then I want you to know that we welcome the Tulsa competition coming over to Oklahoma City. But then this is a state pageant, and we have some of the most beautiful, some of the most talented young ladies that you've ever seen in your life. So, hello, Mrs. Palmer. How are you doing?
Well, hello. Good morning. How is everyone in Oklahoma City?
Well, we are certainly fine, and I want to know if Tulsa's ready for that.
Tulsa is definitely ready, and as I said to Tulsa, that she is now headed for excitement, challenging, enjoyable, and rewarding days, or should I say a week of excitement.
Well, tell me about your contestant.
Well, my contestant, her name is Shauna Duke, and she is 17, graduated from Booker T. Washington High School here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. She has an extremely high self-confidence level. We have prepared her for not only pageantry, but for the corporate world, which is so important today. I think that every child out there, young lady between the ages of 17 and 26, should enter into pageantry, state pageantry, city pageantry. I know that you and I have a well-defined plan that has proven to be successful with many young women who strive to reach their personal best through pageant participation. But in addition to that, it will help them to gain that competitive edge which it takes to win a crown, but most of all to achieve self-confidence and reach their personal best through hard work and perseverance. And my daughter is definitely an example of young women today who at the age of 17, she too won Miss Black Tulsa, went on to compete in your pageant and went on even further, and now when she was 25, she became assistant district attorney, and now she's 28 years old. So all the mothers out there should really,
okay, well, let's talk about Joy. Let's
put
talk
their
about
emphasis on their children and know that you are doing an excellent job.
Is it true that when Joy came out of school, a job was waiting for her?
Most definitely. When she came out of OU law school, she had a choice of 2 jobs. So it is extremely important to enter into pageantry, to be involved in a colossal responsibility and honor, because this will definitely prove their success in life. They will get direction, and feel good about themselves. And that's what pageantry unfolds.
I had the opportunity to attend one of the most beautiful weddings that I've ever attended in Las Vegas. Your daughter. Tell us about the guy that she married.
Well, Errol Gordon, Joy is 28 and he's 36, and this gentleman is just as motivated as we're doing for contestants. You know, if we would have had a male pageant, but he's 36 years old and has Gordon's Limousine in New York. So
I don't understand. What is Gordon's Limousine?
It is a limousine company with a fleet of 7 cars and
7 limousines?
7 limousines, 1 Excalibur. So he's doing excellent. And that is what it is. When you have these young ladies strive for the best, then they want the rest of their life, their partner in life, to be equally as successful as they are.
Now, Mrs. Palmer, why is it that you, with all of the things that you have to do, why do you sponsor the Miss Black Tulsa pageant?
I sponsor the Miss Black Tulsa pageant because I feel that I was afforded an opportunity to have my daughter excel in life, and I want to give back to the community what the community gave to me, and that was the achievement and the self-confidence that they gave to my daughter along with me. I want to give it to these young girls today who I feel need direction in their quest for success.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to let you go because I have a call here from Muskogee, Oklahoma. Thank you so much, and you will be over on the 16th.
Yes, I will.
Okay, well, thank you.
Mrs. Palmer, I want to say before you go that good luck. I know that those people that are from Tulsa, those people that have Tulsa contacts, are wishing Miss Black Tulsa the very best. And also, Miss Black Tulsa County, is that what she is?
Okay.
But all of you, good luck, because you're going to need it when you come here to the state pageant for the Miss Black Oklahoma.
I am ready.
I look forward to it.
You're ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Don't let... Okay.
Okay,
here we go
ready.
now.
Okay. This is a Clara Luper radio show, and this part of our show is being brought to you by Gates Barbershop, located at 2609 North Martin Luther King. Barbershop where the Miss Black Oklahoma contestants have to go every year and say thanks to Mr. Gates. Hello?
What about Mr. Gamble?
Hello?
Now, you can't forget Mr. Gamble over there.
Mr. Gates and Mr. Gamble.
Okay,
Calvin.
G&G. Okay.
Hello?
Well, good things happen when you listen to the Clara Luper radio show. One thing that happened is that you have an opportunity to talk to Mrs. Carolyn Emery from
Muskogee,
Oklahoma.
Mrs. Emery?
Yes.
Hey, this is Clara.
Hey, Clara, how you doing?
This is Calvin.
We are so excited because we are looking forward to the 16th of June when you will be coming to Oklahoma City. Tell me about your contestants.
Oh, I have a contestant, and we're going to have the next Miss Black Oklahoma. Her name is Lakeisha Carter.
From Muskogee.
She's from Muskogee, Oklahoma. She is currently a sophomore at Connor State College.
What kind of talent does she have?
She is singing, but she is fantastic.
Okay, tell me about Miss Muskogee County.
Okay, Miss Muskogee County, her name is Lakeisha Ham. She is a foster child, and she is doing a perm, a version of I Am a Woman, but it is a different version.
Okay, now you are saying you are coming to Oklahoma City on June the 16th to win the pageant?
Yes, I'm coming to win, and I'm coming to do everything that I can. This is the one time of the year that I save strictly to work with the young people of Oklahoma and to do everything I can for Clara Luper.
Well, you got stuck with this pageant. You came over here once as a judge, and once you went back to Muskogee, you decided you were going to get in it. And we are so happy to have you. Now, I want to know from you, will you take Miss Black Oklahoma's title back to Muskogee?
Oh, yes, we're going to take the title back. We don't even want, I'm not letting Tulsa come in first runner-up this year.
Oh,
we're taking the title.
How about Oklahoma University and Langston University and others?
Muskogee, Oklahoma.
It's going to be Muskogee, Oklahoma all the way.
Muskogee, Oklahoma all the way. We're putting them on the map.
Well, you have a lot of friends over here that live in Oklahoma City that used to live in Muskogee. You want them to be at the pageant to see your girl win?
Yes. I would like for all Muskogeans throughout Oklahoma City and everyone else just to come and attend the pageant, and maybe they will be willing to give their support in this area, because we definitely do need to do everything we can to encourage the young women of today to embrace excellence nationwide.
Well, I need one more question for you. Why is it that you, with your business, and you have been very successful in business, your church work and all, why do you work with the Miss Black Muskogee pageant and then the state pageant?
Well, I do it simply because each and every day you see us walking on the streets, you hear people downgrade our children, and I want to show them the opportunity, let everybody know we can do this, and I want to encourage all young women. I don't care what your goal may be, just stick to it, and you can succeed.
Some people say our discipline is too strict in the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. What do you think?
I don't feel that the discipline is too strict. You have discipline on jobs, you have discipline at school, and this is just one phase of life. It teaches them to do various things.
All right.
All right, now, I understand you're also bringing a page.
Yes, I'm bringing a page to Oklahoma City by the name of Miss Candace Newton. She has been in the pageant for 3 years, and she is dynamic.
Okay, well, we'll see you on Sunday, June 16th.
Okay.
Mrs. Emery, look forward to seeing you there, and best of luck to Miss Black Muskogee and Miss Black Muskogee County.
Okay.
You're gonna need it to come up here, girl. Young lady.
Sure.
We have some serious competition.
Serious competition.
Serious
Muskogee
competition.
is going to be on the map. We're coming to Oklahoma City to take the pageant.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well we'll see.
Okay.
Mom, we're so fortunate, and thank you so much, Carolyn, for calling. We've heard from Tulsa, we've heard from Muskogee, but then there are some other people that are looking forward to talking to it. Now, we're not going to start bragging yet about Oklahoma County, Oklahoma City.
All of these young people are mine. I'm not prejudiced.
Well, I have to get my last prejudice time in, and I don't mind saying that for the last 27 years, I've always counted on Miss Black Oklahoma City, Miss Black Oklahoma County, anybody that I know, and I'm looking forward to this year's pageant, because there are several young ladies that have come through the Page program. There are several young ladies that we've had an opportunity to work with that I've seen around this community, and I look forward to it. But then on the line we have someone that's very special to all of us, and she's over in Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Fort Smith, Arkansas.
But she's coming back home to be a part of the pageant.
Stop talking. Let me be the first one to say hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Is this Miss Black, Dale City?
Yes, it is.
What are you doing in Arkansas?
Well, I'm doing a little shopping, trying to get a little more things for this pageant, and visiting.
Okay, now, let me ask you something. You are representing Dale City, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's get your name out so everybody will know, and there are a lot of Dale City fans out there that want to come by and want tickets and all of that. Tell me your name.
My name is Tamika Stewart. I'm 17. I attend Dale City High School. I'll be a senior this year.
Oh, you must be excited about that.
Very, very excited.
I know. Who's your principal out there, your assistant principal?
Al Nichols.
Okay, and Mr. Nichols is responsible for your being in the pageant?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now who are your parents?
Dolores Goodman and Anthony Goodman, both of Oklahoma City.
Okay, what church do you belong to here?
New Creation Restoration Church on South 89th and Western.
Well, look, you are in this pageant. Do you feel that you will win the pageant?
I feel I have a real good chance of winning this pageant because I have God behind me and my parents and family.
Okay, now what kind of talent do you have?
I'll be singing.
You'll be singing? What will you be singing?
Still I Rise by Yolanda Adams.
Wonderful. I had the opportunity to hear you sing at Dale City, and I was so impressed with you.
Thank you.
I'm really excited. What do you expect to gain out of this pageant other than the crown?
I expect to gain the knowledge and the excitement. I think this will be a real experience for me as far as being on stage in front of people. I think that'll help in my career because I intend to pursue a singing career.
Well, I told you and all of the contestants that I'm not easy to work with. Didn't I tell you that?
Yes, ma'am.
And I told you that I believe in discipline, discipline, discipline. Do you believe that you can stand the pressure of a week with Clara Luper and her staff?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you tough?
Yes, ma'am.
I know you would like to thank the people because they've really been buying those ads and tickets from you.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you thank them? And is it true that there will be a delegation coming up from Little Rock, Arkansas?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, what part of Arkansas are you in?
I'm in Fort Smith.
Oh, there will be a delegation. I've seen ads and things from Fort Smith
Yes,
that will
ma'am.
be here to push you on.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like to thank them at this time?
I would like to thank everyone that has supported me through this. I feel that I will give you a good show. Just please come out and support me. Thank you.
Do you have any tickets left?
No.
You don't. All your tickets have been sold.
Gone.
Okay then. Well, thank you, Tamika, and I'll
you.
see you back in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
And thank your beautiful mother. I just love her with her beautiful smile.
Thank you, Mom.
Okay, that's right. I'm gonna be the mother of all of these young people, the contestants, and the pages. Now, Calvin, what do you have to say?
Oh, Mom, I have so much to say, and I'm looking forward to it. These young ladies they're preparing themselves, and I hated to see Miss Dell City go all the way to Arkansas to find some good products, but because she could have found it right here in Oklahoma City.
She has found one.
But then I'm not going to tell anybody what to do. The only thing I'm going to say is do your very best, young ladies that will be participating in the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant, because the pages will be watching you, and the pages will be preparing themselves to do something, and what they do is really exciting. And I look forward to seeing the escorts and the staff this year. I just can hardly wait for the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. You know, this is, even though this is 27 years of pageantry, we can look at the scholarships, we can look at the contacts, we can look at the inspiration that has happened over these past 27 years. Mom, I remember that first pageant. That was really exciting. But then we look at the young lady that won that pageant and how she comes back and is willing to be a part of it and participates with a scholarship for the winner, for the not only the winner, but for the first runner-up in the pageant. You know, Eva Knight does a fantastic job with it.
Okay, Calvin, I just had a call from Hugo, Oklahoma. Mrs. Linda, Mrs. Jacqueline's mother will be here today.
Mrs. Jacqueline's mother will be here.
Jacqueline is a page, Jacqueline Finley. And Mrs. Linda Finley is on her way to Oklahoma City. She has sold all of her tickets, and she's hoping that she can get some more.
Well, she should.
We
better remind everybody that we are here on KTLV, and the phone number out here is 672-1220, and that we are here because of the fact that Merlin Hills with Allstate Insurance is the best insurance agent in the entire state. Harold, don't worry about it, but she is the very best because of the fact that Merlin.
She's your sister, and you think
my
she's
sister,
the best.
of course. But then Merlin will be hosting a very special event for the Miss Black Oklahoma contestants, the staff, and the participants in the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant, along with Allstate Insurance.
Well, you haven't seen nothing until you see what the hospitality chairperson, Mrs. Gloria Matthews, has in store.
You talking about Chauncey Chardina's nursery?
No, I'm talking about Mrs. Gloria Matthews, the owner of Chauncey Chardina's, located at 1643 Northeast 50th Street.
16 what?
43 Northeast 50th Street. The telephone number is 424-4656. The Chauncey Chardina's number 2 is at 2611 North Martin Luther King. They are now enrolling for the after-school program, and they have space for 4 infants. They do preschool and nursery work, and you haven't seen anything until you see the work that's being done by Mrs. Gloria Matthews.
Well, you haven't seen anything till you see the work that those young people end up doing, because they have an opportunity there to become computer literate.
But they're not needed in this computerized world.
Actually, it's a little classroom involved there, too.
And
Mrs.
Library,
Matthews, how do you
everything.
do all that?
I don't know how she does it.
Maybe she'll call us and tell us about it.
Well, anyway, she is getting ready, and she has some surprises for the contestants that are out of sight. And that hospitality suite is something else. And I know the parents are quite jealous of me because the pages and the contestants will be all mine. Yes, yes, yes,
Well, you know,
yes.
everybody there.
I know they would be
I love
jealous
your
'cause they be mine.
instructions. The very first instructions you give that Sunday is that have no fear because Clara Luper is here, and I now have your children. I now have you. Don't worry about anything. Don't call us. We'll call you. But then the best thing about all of that, Mom, is because that is a long week, and all of us here in Oklahoma City have an opportunity to be a part of that. And I look forward to the going around to Granddad's restaurant where my dinner will be held. I look forward to Aunt Nancy Davis and Mrs. Hunter's dinner.
Oh,
Mrs.
you look forward to
all
everything,
that.
Calvin. That's
It's
the
an
only week I
exciting
can
week.
keep
Matter
up
of fact,
with
I have
you.
on my Miss Black Oklahoma T-shirt from last year. Dean was trying to talk me out of it, but then on the back of it, it says, "Only God knows the beauty of a rose."
The beauty of a rose, Calvin, is the secret of
Well,
a
I haven't
rose.
read the back. Only God
The
knows.
mystery of a rose.
The mystery of a rose.
That taught
Okay.
us a lot because a
That
lot of
taught us
people thought they could go buy some rose seeds.
And the
But this
history of
year,
a rose.
our theme is promises to keep.
Promises to keep.
That's some subject.
Promises to keep. I look for, you know, we work with that so well. We get a theme and we work with it each and every day, and we invite you to come by and to be a part of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. You know, we not only want you to buy a ticket and be there that Saturday night.
Well, you better
but we
buy
want-
some tickets today because there are a few tickets left and they'll be on sale up to Freedom Center today.
Today
Those
at
are
Freedom
the-
Center.
yes.
That's starting at what, 11 o'clock?
It's
11
starting
o'clock?
at 11 o'clock when they be buying that catfish.
All right.
Well, we are looking forward to hearing from somebody that's really special. You are so special until we want to hear from you. And today's program belongs to Mrs. Turner. Mrs. Turner's program. Well. Mrs. Laverne, you're exactly right. This is yours. This is your program. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and this part of our program is being brought to you by Dr. A.L. Dow, the state Miss Black optometrist. So if the young people have any trouble with eyes while they are here, all we have to do is to take them to 934 Northeast 8th Street. The telephone number is 235-0536. 235-0536. Dr. A.L. Dow. Speaking of flowers, let's talk about flowers for the pageant and flowers for all occasions. Exotic flowers. Let's talk about exotic flowers. We do have something to talk about. What did the writer say? Give me my flowers while I live. Exotic plants and florists located at 3620 North Lincoln Boulevard. They recognize major credit cards. They're accepted by telephone. All you've got to do is dial 528-7659 and ask for Mrs. Sylvia Bennett. For those of you that are out of town, you dial 1-800-443-9684. They will send flowers everywhere. When we think of pageants, we think of the contestants, the staff, the escorts. And today we are turning our attention to a beautiful young lady, always dressed up, always looking good, that will be out there in the audience. And that's Mrs. Who?
That's Mrs. Turner. That's my neighbor, Mrs. Turner. You know, I can't think of a pageant that she has missed because of the fact that she loves that pageant.
Who wouldn't love Miss Black Oklahoma?
And she's an inspiration to me because sometimes during the course of the week of the pageantry or leading up to the pageant, you know, just to have an opportunity